Welcome to the Homeschool Sanity Show, your weekly prescription for happier, healthier homeschool living. I'm your host, Dr. Melanie Wilson, Christian psychologist turned homeschooling mother of 6.
Hey homeschoolers! This week we are discussing habits of the organized homeschool mom. If organization doesn't come naturally to you, as it doesn't for me, I think you'll enjoy this episode. First, if you haven't listened to the last 2 episodes I did on planning, you'll want to listen to them first. Find them in the show notes at homeschoolsanity.com/organizinghabits. The first habit of the organized homeschool mom is regular time with God. I know there are secular homeschoolers who feel it's possible to be organized apart from God. I'm not going to argue that point for them. But if you are a follower of Jesus who struggles with overwhelm, the first place to start is with your personal devotion time. Busy homeschool moms frequently find it difficult to have regular devotional time. I understand that. I had 3 children, 3 and under. That was the most challenging time for me. When you have been up most of the night with a screaming newborn, devotional time tends to fall by the wayside. I get it. But I also see time with God like I see eating. When you're really busy, you might have to eat standing up or on the way to an appointment. But few of us would forego eating all day long, no matter how busy we are. Fortunately, time with God is easier to fit in than eating. The thing that interferes with regular time with the Lord is our notion that devotional time has to fit a formula. It doesn't. My time with God has looked different during various seasons of my life. When I was nursing a newborn, it meant I was praying in the middle of the night. When I was in a mom's Bible study, it meant I was spending a lot of time digging into the scriptures. Today, my devotional time is very eclectic and all day. I read a little of my Bible with study notes. I read from a church or another devotional. And I pray in the morning using an app and throughout the day. You can consistently have time with the Lord if you lose the perfectionism. Just talk to Him and read His responses the way you would with a friend who is messaging you. That's all it is. Yet it is the most powerful organizing habit of all. My mood and my schedule for the day have been dramatically changed as a result of being in God's presence intentionally. Organizing habit number 2 is a routine. I know you've heard it over and over again that you need a routine. Strangely enough, I never heard that as a new homeschooling mom. It was news to me. But my willingness to do a few of the same key activities in order day after day after day changed me from a woman who was ready to give up homeschooling and having any more kids to a woman who felt like she could do this homeschooling thing. A routine is not boring. It's not rigid and it's not confining. A routine gives your mind the freedom it needs to think about important matters. If you don't have a routine for cleaning the house, homeschooling the kids, and making meals, your mind will be preoccupied with these things. Any new stressors will put you over the edge. Ask me how I know. I resisted having a routine, but the routine liberated me. Routines have had to adjust as my children have grown and my activities have changed. But having a routine is the second most important habit for being an organized homeschooling mom. Organizing habit number 3 is decluttering. Whether you have too many things or too many activities you don't use, need, or love, you will never be organized when there's just too much. We have become victims of our own abundance. Where once it was challenging to find curriculum that worked well in a homeschool setting, now we're tearing our hair out trying to decide what to buy and what to use once we buy it. Buying more bookshelves is not an organizing habit. Don't get me wrong, I love books. We have many of them. But I've learned to become comfortable with giving them away. I can bless other homeschoolers. I can repurchase or borrow anything I find I later need. I was not given the job of lending library to the world. Neither were you. The third habit works together with the first and second habit. We need to ask God to show us a routine that will serve our family. Our routine should include a regular time for decluttering. Rather than think we're going to take the next month off to declutter and simplify, we need to make decluttering a part of our routine so that we will never find ourselves overwhelmed with stuff again. The fourth habit of organized homeschool moms is realistic expectations. I have been guilty of basing my expectations on what other homeschooling families say they are doing. Whether I read their blog posts, look at their photos on Instagram, or see their amazing activities on Pinterest, I can feel like I'm falling behind. I attended a kindergarten graduation with my second son and was wowed by the kindergartners who performed musically for the ceremony. These children seemed so advanced. Meanwhile, my son sat at the graduation, clearly not paying attention to the ceremony at all. It's so ridiculous now, but I thought that he and I were lacking something at that time. Ironically, that son grew up to be an advanced student and a part of our church's worship band. I didn't begin pressing him to do more after that kindergarten graduation, but I could have. I could have let fear about not measuring up add to the burden of homeschooling instead of the joy of it. Realistic expectations also mean that our to-do list is manageable. We should be able to finish our day's list on a regular basis. I hear from homeschooling moms all the time who are frustrated and depressed about their students and their own lack of progress. Most of the time, that frustration comes from trying to do more than any normal homeschooler can do. The fifth habit of organized homeschool moms is planning. Deanna Navarro shared with us how planning gives us freedom in so many ways. She mentioned how a plan can give us control. I went on to dive deeper into the idea that the plan doesn't control us. Rather, it guides us and gives us peace of mind and joy as we complete it. I asked Deanna to talk about the organized homeschool life, which is a plan for helping us to be the organized homeschool moms God has called us to be. Here's what she shared. Well, Deanna, I know that you have the book, The Organized Homeschool Life. And of course. And I would love to hear how that has helped you plan for organization in your life and in your homeschooling life.
Well, let's start with the book, because before anything else, it was the book. And I remember reading the book and being like, the book had its own notebook to go with it. I remember being like, man, I wish there were like checklists to go with this book. So when you came out with the planner, it's perfection. And the reason that I love it, no, I'm serious. The reason I love it is because it's a mix of everything that I need, and it's it's a planner that no other planner I have has what's in that planner. Not only does it help me stay on track of the things I need for homeschooling, but it is a lifestyle. So there's things in the planner that I'm like, wow, I would have never thought to do that. Let me give you an example. I was reading, I think it was a couple months ago, and I can't remember what month it was, but it was to organize your computer files. That just blew me away because I was like, why have I never thought of this before? Like there's times where I open up my computer and I hate looking at my desktop because I'm like, I don't know where all this stuff came from. But just remembering that was one of the tasks that I needed to do. Now you should see my desktop. It's like color coded. I've learned how to make icons for everything. Like it's a joy to open my computer. And I never would have thought of that just if I had a blank planner. Mm-hmm. But the reason that I love the Organized Homeschool Life Planner is because every month, every week, there's something for me to work on. And I'm a checklist person, and I love a planner with prompts. Like it's perfect for me so that I don't forget anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what helps. There's room for me to write down things that I need to do personally, but then also with the prompts. And I'm looking at it right now because I'm so excited for the week coming up because it's the Christmas plan challenge. It's like, I've been planning Christmas since June. But this is going to be the best week ever. And then I can see just on one page what we're going to be working on this week. I can start thinking about my tasks, and it's all right here on one page. And I think it complements the book so well, and it's just perfect. It's what I've been looking for since I started reading the book. And I like it that it's not like you read this 1 year and you're done and you just put it away. This is something I go back to over and over again. And I'm like, wait, what are we supposed to be doing in October? Because I think I'm forgetting something. I like being able to plan in advance. And that's what this planner does. We're not waiting until, December 15th. And it's like, what are you going to do in your homeschool, for Christmas? It's like we've been there. We got this all ready and organized. And it's just a great resource.
That is so great. And if my listeners don't know, and they may not if they haven't met you before, you are all about Thanksgiving and Christmas. And tell us what you call it and how you plan for it.
I call it, starting September 1st, we call it Thankmas. And basically from September 1st to January 1st, this is not the only time we do this, but we really just focus in on being thankful for our blessings, being thankful for each other, and just what God has put in our life and in our world. And I don't know where the idea came from, but I just know like this is my favorite time of year, and I needed a way to kind of kick it off and to jumpstart the end of the year. And I thought Thankmas would be perfect. I tell my family, I tell my friends, like I call everybody else, like it's coming. Are you guys? And I did a little differently this year where I kind of like have a challenge for us every single month where it could be something about helping our community this month, reaching out to family and friends in a way that maybe cards or letters or small gifts of appreciation, phone calls, things like that. 1 month where we're, and then another month where we're serving each other and we're just taking care of our home and making sure we know how to serve one another. So it's been really great this year. The kids are always excited about it. I'm more excited about it than they are, but okay. And next year we're going to get t-shirts. Maybe that'll.
Oh, I love that. I really do. I really, really do. Okay. So Deanna, you aren't just a bundle of energy and inspiration when it comes to planning. You also have resources for planning homeschooling moms. Where can they find those, and what are they?
I actually have homeschool stickers. I love making stickers, and then I love making inserts as well to fit, any size planner. And it's just kind of, the inserts are more designed for what we as homeschool moms are looking for, and the stickers as well. Things like the library books are due. cute sticker, because with us, they're always late. So that's something that I was like, we need to get a hold of this, and I'm not going to write it 50 times. So we'll just make a sticker and we'll do it this way. Or planning 6 weeks in advance. Do you want to see what you're going to do for the next 6 weeks on one page for your student? And that's something that was really important to me, because I wanted to be able to plan fun activities for the future. If I needed to plan a trip to the library or to the aquarium, I wanted to know what we were going to be studying so that I could keep that close at hand and make sure that that goes on the calendar, or I can make any phone calls I need to. So I have a shop on Etsy and on my blog, which is alldayeverydaymom.com. You can find me at on my blog or Etsy, my Etsy shop, and all the resources will be there. And a lot of them I'm making printables, so you can just print them over and over again.
Okay, great. So it's not just purchasing stickers. There are printables as well that you can reuse. That's so cool. Now, is your Etsy shop called All Day Everyday Mom also?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is great. And I know that you have created stickers for the Organized Homeschool Life Planner also. They fit perfectly in the squares, and they are holiday stickers that are color-coded. If you have the digital version of the planner, it's going to print in primarily a really vibrant orange color. And so I asked you to make stickers that would coordinate with that, and they do, and they're awesome. I love them. I use them every time I am planning in my Organized Homeschool Life Planner. But you are just a storehouse of great inspiration, because it isn't just your blog, All Day Everyday Mom, and your Etsy shop. Where else can we find you online?
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube, and both are All Day Everyday Mom.
Oh, that's perfect. And what are you sharing on both Instagram and YouTube?
I'm sharing a lot of just our homeschool life, how we do day to day. I want to get more into the planning of our day and just how we run, because I haven't shared that a lot. But just our routines and the things that have been working for us, because they're really working for us. So I'm like, this could help someone else. I'm like, this is amazing. I hate seeing moms overwhelmed, whether you're a homeschool mom, a work out of the home mom. So I try to share things that if you homeschool, if you don't homeschool, you can do these with your kids. You can do these activities with your kids. You can do them with your spouse. Just trying to enjoy the everyday. And like my handle says, All Day Everyday Mom. We're moms all the time, every day, but that does not mean we have to look like what they say a mom looks like. Doesn't mean we have to be overwhelmed. Doesn't mean we have to be super busy. We can enjoy life. We can look good. We can feel good, and we can do those things that are a priority for us and our family.
I love it. And your social media accounts are so inspiring. You have to go and check it out and follow Deanna, because if you've been inspired by listening to her today, I know you're going to continue to be inspired by following her. Deanna, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me and my listeners today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
The Organized Homeschool Life book and planner will help you create the habits of an organized homeschool mom. First, every day your planner will direct you to spend time with the Lord. Rather than having long, lined pages to complete that aren't realistic for busy moms like us, you'll have a few lines on which to write your gratitude to God, the word you heard from God, and your response to Him in prayer. Even if all you do is just complete that part of your daily plan, you'll feel connected to the Lord. The next habit the Organized Homeschool Life helps you develop is routines. You'll be guided in the process of creating a routine with a helpful printable. Once you've created a workable routine, creating a loose schedule of specific tasks for the day will be easy and gratifying. The third habit the organized homeschool life helps us develop is decluttering. You'll be challenged to declutter after Christmas, to declutter bedrooms, clothing, used curriculum, and the places in your home that tend to collect clutter. In the Organized Homeschool Life Facebook group, you'll receive prompts to remind you to keep up your decluttering habit. The Organized Homeschool Life also helps you have realistic expectations. Each challenge is made up of 4 steps that take just 15 minutes each. You'll be amazed by how much you can do in such a short period of time. The Organized Homeschool Life Planner includes space for your organizing task of the day, so you're reminded to stay on track with these missions or other organizing tasks you need to do. In studying my own productivity for a year, I found that on average, I completed just 6 tasks a day aside from my routine tasks. That's why there is space for just 6 tasks on your daily planning page. It feels amazing to complete your task list for the day and not feel like a failure because you haven't done all 30 of the items on your overly long list. Finally, the Organized Homeschool Life is a plan. You can develop your own plan for organizing your homeschool life, or you can save yourself time and use or tweak mine. The Organized Homeschool Life gives you a starting point. Each week, the 4 steps of the challenge for the week are outlined for you in a very short read in the book. The weekly planning page in the planner lists the steps for the week, allowing you to plan when to do them. The planner is organized into months and weeks, but isn't dated, so you can start organizing your homeschool life at any time. I want homeschooling moms to have the peace and joy that I have in planning an organized homeschool life. That is why, from now through November 17th, 2018, you can gift yourself both the book and planner at launch pricing. Whether you prefer digital books and planners or you love having a printed book and a beautifully spiral-bound planner to use, you'll find both in my shop. Go to grammargalaxybooks.com/shop and click on the Organize button. Thanks so much for joining me. I can't wait to hear how organized you get by putting these habits into practice. To connect with Deanna and find all the links for this episode, go to homeschoolsanity.com/organizinghabits. Have a happy homeschool week.
Thank you for joining me for the Homeschool Sanity Show. This has been a production of the Ultimate Homeschool Radio Network.